Today I'm going to show you how to create this super beautiful and elegant brushstroke style for your tumblers. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you try this technique, make sure you give Diamonds and Dust a tag so I can check out your beautiful work. All of the items will be listed in the description box, so make sure you check that out as well. Let's get started. Today we're going to be working on a 16-ounce plump from the Tipsy Magnolia. Make sure you check the description box below for a discount code for you guys. I have already sanded my tumbler and I am going to base coat it with the cream color. This is Miss Lillian's chalk paint in Australian sand, but you're more than welcome to use spray paint if that's what you prefer. You're going to coat your tumbler until you have full coverage. Let that dry and then grab your second color of choice. Mine is going to be Old Army Green from Pop of Color. And then you are going to need a chip brush, and you're also going to need a smaller fine point brush as well. I'm going to squeeze a generous amount onto this sticky note, and then I'm going to grab my chip brush and I'm going to dab the whole brush into the paint, and I'm going to dab off a little bit of excess to the side. If you've seen me do brush strokes before, we usually dab off quite a bit, but this time we are going to want longer drags of that brush stroke, so I left quite a bit of paint. I'm going to start at the base and I am going to do these little wrist flicks is what I like to call them. And I'm going to push a little bit heavier towards the base and then flick my wrist off the cup going towards the top. Going to do this all the way around the base of the tumbler, leaving some of those brush strokes shorter and then making some of them longer. Once you have completed your brush strokes all around the base of your tumbler, you're going to take your smaller brush and load that up with paint. We are going to emphasize some of those longer brush strokes by making them look a little bit more solid. So I have just loaded up my brush with paint. Starting at the base, I'm just going to make the straightest line I can possible. And when you go to release your brush off of the tumbler, you're going to do the little wrist flicks to make sure you aren't leaving a really harsh line. You kind of want it to be harsh and then end up being soft looking. You are going to let that paint dry, then grab your favorite glitter, some glitter glue, and go back to your thin paintbrush. The glitter color I am using here is called You Wish. It's a really beautiful fine mix of gold. And we're going to go around our tumbler making staggering lines, some short and some long, not necessarily following any sort of brush stroke. I'm just kind of adding them wherever I feel like it and spacing them out wherever I want them to be spaced. These are not going to be super close. We're going to do another step here in a minute, but I feel like this just really gives you a good base of where you need the long points first. Once you have the length and spacing of the lines that you like, we're going to go back with that same paintbrush and glitter glue, and we're going to add some finer, shorter brush strokes in between each section. Once you have finished those shorter brush strokes all the way around your tumbler, take some glitter glue and apply that same color of glitter to the bottom. Now we are going to find a coordinating glitter in a chunky version, and we are going to go back and fill in between the shorter strokes and between the longer strokes. I am just painting on some glitter glue here, and then we are going to take some of that chunky glitter. This is called Fancy, and this is the prettiest gold glitter on the whole entire planet. I promise you, you need it in your collection. It is so freaking gorgeous, but I have just poured some out on this parchment paper, and I'm just lightly sprinkling that on in the glitter glue that we applied to the tumbler. I am just pinching a little bit between two fingers and then rubbing my fingers together to make sure that I have the control of how fast it comes out. We want to add the chunky for dimension, but we don't want it to overpower. Once that is completely dry, I spray sealed and then added a layer of epoxy to my tumbler. Once your epoxy has cured, we are going to add our decal. This one says Cozy Season, and this SVG is available in my shop. I have cut it out on heat transfer vinyl that is glittery, and if you haven't done that before, you have to make sure it's backwards or mirrored in your program before you cut it out. And then we are just going to weed it and apply it to our tumbler. Now this is not sticky like vinyl. It obviously has to be heated up. So I am taking my heat gun and I'm just going to really heat up one section at a time. And then I am just going to take a paper towel, because I don't want to touch the tumbler while it's hot, and press firmly for 10 to 15 seconds and then move on to the next section. Once that is cooled, you can remove the top of the transfer sheet. Now add epoxy to your tumbler until it is smooth. And here is our tumbler all finished. Didn't she turn out absolutely elegant and beautiful? I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and look for me on all other social media platforms under Diamonds and Dust.